Hello, my awesome Aquarius, and welcome to your monthly love reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out your monthly general reading, please do so. That's up on my channel. And I do have a poll up, so if you have a moment, check that out. I kind of got into this partly as well to engage with people since I have a little bit of social anxiety, and I don't get a ton of comments, so I'm kind of trying to find out what I can do to help engage people. So the poll, if you get a chance to take that or would like to, please do, to kind of let me know what I can do to help you engage more. But otherwise, if you do enjoy this, please do like, subscribe, share, notification bell, all that great stuff, comment, what have you. You know the drill. I will be putting up weekly readings this weekend and on moon readings next week, so hit the bell, you don't want to miss those. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get you started. Okay, your love reading. So this top row is indicative of where you are now. Time is fluid in tarot, so you may be in the throes of this, you may be just getting started. Okay, the middle row is, you know, what you don't see coming or what is coming throughout the upcoming month or so, and the bottom row is what the advice to you is from your higher divination, what you believe in, your guiding force, so spirit, the universe, celestial beings, ancestors, higher divination, communion of saints, whatever you believe in. Okay, so let's look at our top row. So we have the Two of Wands, and I do feel like that is something where you feel a little bit forced right now, okay, like backed into a corner. Okay, so I'm feeling like you've got a relationship that you're stuck in. That's kind of what I'm getting out of that. Okay, so I feel like some of you feel like you're kind of either trapped in this relationship because you know for sure you want out of it, but you know, you feel like you have restraints. Okay, so maybe you're in a relationship that's with a narcissist who's like telling you every day, like, you couldn't make it without me, nobody else wants you, you know, that kind of thing that they do. You don't have the money because they've taken financial control for a reason, grooming, that's what they do. Or it's just a situation you've kind of got yourself in where, you know, you don't want to leave because you have children or you have so much invested in it time-wise, or maybe you really do, you know, you have some feelings towards this person, so you're a bit torn, but you know that this isn't just something's not right or it doesn't feel good. But for whatever reason, I feel like, you know, you feel like you're kind of trapped in this relationship, like you feel like you probably should get out of it, but you just can't quite decide or can't make that leap. So, you know, that's kind of where you are right now, I feel like. But I do see High Priestess energy. So I feel like, you know, spiritually, you're kind of getting there where this isn't fulfilling for you spiritually, and you know that. You're getting that, you know, that knowledge, that feeling, you know, and you're like, I've got to find a way to kind of, you know, go with this. I've got to gain my kind of courage. My spiritual well-being is got to be first and foremost. You know, I don't care if it's something where I have to take financial hits or emotional hits, you know, for a short time, because in the long run, it's going to be better for me, you know, all these things, but you're kind of trying to, I feel like, talk yourself into it. You're having to build yourself up to it, right? So maybe especially for those of you who might be in a toxic or narcissistic or, you know, kind of really not great relationship, this is something where you're kind of trying to, like, you know, vibe yourself up to, like, you know, this isn't good for me. This is bad. And yes, maybe I will be alone for the rest of my life because that's what they're telling me. And maybe I will have to take financial hits because they've taken away, you know, my ability to make money for years or weeks or months or however long, and all these things. But I will be emotionally and spiritually better off in the long run. And I know that, you know, my higher divination will take care of me because I know that there's, you know, you have spiritual and, you know, mental clarity is coming to you. Okay. And I see the Six of Cups in reverse, which is kind of telling me, you know, that this person in the past, which is where they need to be, I feel like, for you, or that's what you're feeling anyway, that's kind of it. You're kind of pushing them away. You're starting to really say, no, okay, you need to be in the past, right? You need to be a part of my past and not my future. And I know this because this is what my soul, my spirit, my, you know, my intuition, my real deep gut feelings are telling me, you know, I know that this isn't right. I know that I'll be better off in the long run, even if it hurts right now, even if it sucks right now, even if it's 5 steps back right now. You know, I need to push you away. I need to push this into the past. It needs to stay in the past. It doesn't need to move forward with me. Okay. So I feel like that's where you are. You're a little bit, you know, hesitant, but I do feel like you kind of know what you need to do. You just feel like it's going to be a little bit, you know, hard, and it probably will, to be honest with you. So you're just trying to kind of power yourself up to make that leap, but I do feel like you will. Okay. I do feel like you're going to make that leap for yourself. Right. So let's see what that will bring when you do say, I'm pushing you, I'm leaving you in the past. For those of you who do decide to make that leap for yourself. Okay. So down here we have the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. And again, I feel like that is something where, you know, you kind of knew that was part of it. You knew you were going to have to maybe do some juggling of finances. You may have to go get 2 jobs, you know, a side hustle. You may have to rob Peter to pay Paul for a little bit. You may have to borrow some money and kind of, you know, you're really going to be balancing some bills because, again, if you were with this person, and especially if they were in a toxic relationship, one of the things that they love to do is control finances, right? Because that keeps you from leaving. If you can't go stand on your own because you're making your own big bucks that would make you completely independent, then you're relying on them. So they know that. That's part of what they do, okay? So when you leave, that leaves you a little bit, you know, kind of hanging out there trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces, right? Okay, they know that. So, but you knew that too. And this is why you were so kind of like, you know, I know this is going to suck, right? But I know what's best for me as a human being in the long run. I can't live like this forever, right? So, you know, I think there is going to be some juggling going on, right? Financially, I think you're going to have to. You may have to, you know, again, you may have to do some choices. There may be some things you have to cut out of your budget that you don't want to. You may have to balance 2 jobs, side hustles. Like I said, you may have to rob Peter to pay Paul. There may be a whole lot of balancing acts going on all different levels here to really make it work financially for you for a bit. But again, you can handle this, okay? You have this, you've got this. There's nothing in here, anywhere in my mind or any feeling in my intuition that tells me you don't have this 1,000 times over. You have this, okay? You have to believe in yourself, okay? That is the main thing, is believe in yourself, because you've got this. Because your very next card is your King of Cups, okay? This is your energy. It is coming below your High Priestess. This is you. I'm telling you, this is you. This is so you. This is so you, okay? You feel this decision was the best decision of your life, okay? I'm telling you right now, I feel like right here, some of you may be grinding, right? You may be out there, like I can literally see you grinding. You're like, oh my gosh, I am like working 3 jobs right now. Like, you know, I'm at home working on my computer. I'm over here working a little part-time job. I'm over here delivering, you know, Uber Eats. I don't care what. I'm doing all this. But you know what? I'm doing it and it's my money and I can put it in my pocket. Nobody's yelling at me. Nobody's telling me what to do with it. Nobody's holding it over my head. I got freedom and I'm living for this, right? So even with that, you're like, I'm still better off, right? So you are feeling like a boss right here, right? And when you are putting out that King of Cups energy, what do you think is going to happen, right? You are drawing in people that are of your mindset. You are up here now. You are like King of Cups, right? You are putting out that energy. You are just vibing that energy. You're feeling it. You feel stronger, better, more in control, right? Than you ever did before in this relationship, right? Because now you are running the show. You answer to yourself. Nobody's there telling you what you're doing wrong. Nobody's telling you how to live your life. Nobody's telling you, you know, where you screwed up. Nobody's telling you what you can do, can't do. If you want to eat, you know, pizza in your bed at 11 o'clock at night, you're like, guess what I do? So what? You are living this right now, okay? And you're putting out that vibe. So other people are drawn to you. Opportunities will be drawn to you. Romantic opportunities will be drawn to you if you want them. Job opportunities will be drawn to you if you want them. So once you released that junk, that negative energy, that feeling of, you know, where you had been beat down self-esteem wise, emotionally, whatever, because you were drained, right? Drained. You were just drained, tired, exhausted, trying, fighting it, whatever. Now you're like weight lifted, even if you are like exhausted, at least now you're exhausted because you're working for yourself, right? That's a totally different kind of exhausted. For anybody who's ever been through it, you know what I'm talking about, okay? So right here, you are feeling it, you're putting out those vibes, so opportunities are going to come pouring in, okay? So that's under your high priestess. You know, you already kind of knew that. You were just like, I got to get myself over that bump to where I actually pulled the trigger. You did that. Now you're living it, right? What's your next card? The Star card. Shut up, right? You're the star in the center, and here's your people revolving around you, okay? Because again, you're drawing them in left and right with this energy. So, you know, you draw in people who want to date you. You're drawing in people who want to work with you. You're drawing in people who want to, you know, be around you. That's what you're doing, okay? All by shedding off this, you know, stuff that needed to be in the past and keeping it in the past. You are on a trajectory here, my love, okay? Yes! Okay. I'm excited, okay? I'm getting excited because I haven't had a lot of really good love readings in a while, and I feel like this is like you're really moving in a good direction. Okay, anyway, woo! So, Spirit, this is what Spirit is telling you. I'm just going to call it Spirit to encompass anything that you believe is your guiding factor. So, Spirit down here is telling you 10 of Wands, okay? 10 of Wands. Ending card on the 10 of Wands here telling you, put that burden down, okay? Put it down. It's over for you, right? When you make this, you know, when you feel like you get out of this entrapped state, when you decided to get over that hurdle and that hump, your burdens went away. You know, you may be a little burdened by the fact that you're working a lot or you're balancing this and that for a hot second, or that may be some type of burden, but it's the burden that you can live with compared to the burdens that you couldn't. And it's a burden that's going to get you to a place that is going to be fantastic anyway. So what do you care, right? You're like, you know, this is not really a burden. It's a burden because I'm busy, but what is that? That's a great burden to have, right? So you're putting it down. Spirit's saying, just dump it. This is the end of that burden cycle. You are good to go, right? Your next card is the 9 of Cups, and it's coming under your High Priestess, and it's coming under your King of Cups. Like I told you, people will be drawn to you. You are putting out that level up here, and that's going to be matched. When you are throwing that vibration out there that you are something, you are a force to be reckoned with, you have that just overwhelming charisma, you are on your game, you are, you know, hustle and flow, that whole situation, you are a vibe, right? People are going to want to surround you, friends, family, you know, co-workers, others that are want to date you, opportunities that want to work with you. Whatever you want, it's going to be there for you. You know, you are going to be abundant in these opportunities for love, whether it's love in a relationship. If you want them, you got them. If it's love in family and, you know, just people around you who are best friends, and just you're surrounded by people who love and care about being with you. And they may be people that you really haven't had a chance to be around, because if you were in a controlling relationship, and anybody who's been in one before knows that's another thing, they like to cut off your connection with the outside world, your friends, your family, anybody who might talk you out of being with them, anybody who might offer you an out, anything like that. So now this may be, you're finally getting to spend time with the people you love the most. Your relationships are taking a boom, right? It's boom town for your relationships, right? So last card is the Hermit in reverse. Of course, because you're no longer in a hermitary stage. You're no longer stuck. You're no longer feeling trapped. You're no longer hidden away in a house, not allowed to make a lot of your own choices. Go visit the people you want. Go work where you want. Make the money you want. Do the things you want, because somebody's so afraid that they might not be able to control you anymore or have you anymore, or they're just such a jealous type. They may not even be a toxic, bad person. They may just be a very jealous person. And they're like, oh gosh, if I let you out too much, somebody will steal you from me. And, you know, so this person may not have even been a toxic type per se. I mean, that's still a toxic relationship, right? If somebody's that jealous, but you get what I mean. Not a malicious toxic type, right? But just they're so jealous, or, you know, so claws in that, you know, they still were so controlling that it made you miserable. You were like trapped. You felt trapped, okay? You're no longer that way. You are like out and about. You are enjoying your life. You're working, you're making friends. You are surrounded by love, opportunities, people. You know, if you want relationships, relationships are abounding, okay? I feel like this is like, and again, this star card is just screeching to me that you are the star in the middle, and there are people just swarming around you, trying to get their 2 seconds with you. So I feel like you are going to be a hot commodity. I really, truly believe that. So if there was any of that, which is going to be great for your self-esteem, okay? And I know that sounds bad to say something like that, but if you are a person who's been in a toxic relationship or been kind of locked away or been kind of feeling like you've been cut off, you know, your self-esteem takes a hit. That's just the reality of it, okay? That's not a mean thing. That's not a bad thing. It's just the facts, right? So to come out and start seeing that people really are, you know, maybe that person told you, you know, oh, nobody would have you but me. And so you've been told that and you believe that. And now you're coming out and you're seeing, no way, everybody is really nice to me. There are people who are interested in me, and that makes you feel so much better about yourself. And you realize you never had to be alone anyway. You were scared. Maybe that was part of why you were scared to get out of there. I'll spend the rest of my life alone because that's what they keep saying and this and that. And now you know that wasn't true. That was never true, right? That was never true. You don't have to ever be that hermit if you don't want to. If you want to, fine, go home and sit and watch TV by yourself and have peace. That's your choice, though. There's a huge difference between when you feel like you don't have a decision or choice, you're trapped, and when it is your choice, right? That's the thing, okay? But I see you having so many choices, and this is really good for you. So you want love, it's going to be there for you. So let's get 3 of these love cards, kind of elaborate a little bit here, or maybe give you some extra insight, thought process, vibe, something to think about, some advice from spirit here, universe, whatever you would like to refer to it as in your particular sense, and see what it has to say for you. So we'll get one on each row and go from there. Okay, so deception, okay? And again, I feel like 1,000,000% that this is been about deception, and you're putting down that burden of deception because I feel like the reason that you were trapped was you were trapped by deception. Realistically, you know, it was an illusion that had you trapped, okay? It was an illusion where this person had created a world that made you feel like you had to stay in, you couldn't do things, you know, that you may not be able to make it if you got out there. And it took a lot of, you know, you really channeling your strength and your, you know, spirit and your everything to kind of get over that hump, to force yourself to get out of there, you know. And then you saw, hey, once you broke free, wow, the world opened up for you. But, you know, you were laboring under this deception for quite a while, I feel like, for most of you, many of you. And, you know, that's what it was. It's deception. And it's in some cases, again, it's a very, you know, a malicious type of deception. It is a toxic, it is a narcissistic type for some of you. For others, you know, maybe it was just a situation where it was just a bad relationship and they didn't want to lose you. They were jealous, or, you know, they just didn't know how to have a relationship. So they weren't loving to you, and you were somebody who was really seeking and reaching for love. So you kept trying and trying and trying to gain their affection. And that's what you poured your whole soul into. And so you weren't ever able to get out and do the things, you know, that you really would have brought you joy, because you were too focused, hyper-focused on that, you know. So I'm not saying that everybody was in a malicious relationship by any means, but whatever the deception was, you know, it was a deception that was there, that was causing you burden, and it needed to go, right? So here we have wedding, okay? And again, this doesn't necessarily mean an actual wedding, but it does mean a moving forward to a very much stronger, more mature, more important level of relationship. And again, I see that in every facet, right? I mean, we've got 9 of Cups here. You know, you're a star surrounded by people. You're throwing out King of Cups energy under your High Priestess. I mean, I feel like there's going to be many, many opportunities. I certainly feel like you will pick one, you know, that you probably prefer over the other. Certainly, I do feel like that's an opportunity and an option there for you. You know, what you'll do with it is completely up to you, but that's the beauty of it, right? now you have the choice. Now you can choose. And now it's not like just choosing to sit and be told what you can or can't do. Now it's the choice of which one of these amazing options do I want, right? To move forward with. And I think that that's basically what you're faced with here. I mean, how can you get any better than that? So, and then the last one is honeymoon. And I mean, again, this is a progression, your wedding, then your honeymoon, right? So again, your honeymoon is falling under your star card and your hermit in reverse, where you are out and about and living your best life. So again, I feel like everything about this is saying you're coming from a place of deception to a place where you are moving on to a honeymoon. And this, again, doesn't necessarily mean honeymoon. This could be something where you and your person kind of escalate it to where you take a nice trip together. You do something good together. You go somewhere fun together. You kind of have that moment where you kind of get a little bit more serious together in the coming months. Again, time is fluid in tarot here, so take it as it resonates. But again, everything about this is moving in the direction of a more serious, more, suited, much more important, much more strong and meaningful type of relationship for you, much better suited and fitted relationship for you, one that is making you feel like a star, one that is your choice. That's very important, that you get to pick and that you get to be in control of your own life and running of the relationship as well. You get to have a hand in it. It's not just you kind of being told how to live it and how to do it and what to do. So everything here is like, when you get out of that hurdle, when you get over that, when you finally, high priestess yourself out and decide that this relationship that you're in now or have been in needs to be in the past and a thing of the past and stay in the past, you are opening up a world that is going to be so, so, so lovingly abundant for you. Love abounds here in every format. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about family, friends, whatever you want. You're going to have just your pick of the litter, honestly. I just cannot tell you how beautiful this layout is. You're going from deception to wedding honeymoon type of vibe, growth. So, that pretty much says it all, right? So anyway, hope this resonated with you. If it does, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. And otherwise, I hope to see you this weekend for your next week energy readings. And next week, I hope to put up moon readings. So make sure you do hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss those, right? Alrighty, hope to see you soon. Bye.